welcome to All About Lincoln podcast. I am your host, Grace Tibbetts, and today I have David Ireland. David Ireland is running for the Lincoln Town Council, so today we're going to talk to him and see where his views stand. So how are you doing today, Dave?
Good. How are you?
Doing good.
Thanks for the invite.
You're welcome, no problem. So tell me, what made you want to run for Lincoln Town Council?
Well, the reason, can I ask you a question? Do you edit this?
I can edit it, yes.
Okay. So do you want me looking at you or the camera?
Either.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. That is a great question. And what really got me to consider running for town council, although I didn't plan on running for town council until September, but what really got me fired up about what's going on here locally is when Lincoln refused to answer the 911 call that came in from a Quahog. And it's very, I think it's very unfortunate to learn that Lincoln actually has that policy that in order for 911 service or fire service or whatever, you have to have a signed contract, which requires a substantial retainer up front, for which a lot of these small towns can't afford. Mm-hmm. So that was bad enough. But what really put me over the edge were the quotes in the Lincoln News by the town manager the week after, where he was kind of insinuating they had to teach McCohawk a lesson.
Wow.
Much like what we had to do with Wynn. We let a few places burn down, and then they came to the table.
Okay.
I'm the knucklehead that filmed the very next day a YouTube video with my thoughts on what I think of the town manager.
Right.
So I attended the next town council meeting, which was in February. Mm-hmm. I asked the town manager to do the right thing and step down.
Right.
That didn't happen. I asked for the town council to go ahead and terminate his contract. That didn't happen. Mm-hmm. So September rolls around. I'm kind of hearing through the grapevine who's running for town council, and then I was over at the office one day registering one of our vehicles, and I'm like, who do I got to get the nomination paper from?
Right.
You know, so that's really the catalyst of why I'm running. And then it just, you know, obviously the high taxes in the town budgets for the last 6-7 years is always, you know, it's kind of the pebble in the shoe, you know, those grate on you. And then we just got our taxes.
Right.
We just got our recent taxes again, and people have had enough.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's my reason for
to run right now. So, but you haven't always been doing politics. What else have you been doing with your time? Like, how long have you lived in Lincoln? What kinds of things have you done in the past?
I was born here in Lincoln. Mm-hmm. We moved to Springfield, Mass when I was 5 and lived in Springfield, Mass for 10 years so my dad could go to school down there. Then we moved back to Lincoln when I was 15. And I always said, I told my friends in Springfield, give me 3 years and I'll be moving back. Well, that never happened. I still travel a lot.
Yeah.
But I've never, you know, something happened when I came back to Maine, and I've always lived here. I've started several businesses over the years. What I've done in the last 6 years, which has been a blast, is I've started davespaper.com, the national.buzz. I've traveled the U.S., covered events, interviewed people, like Rush Limbaugh would say, the people that make America work.
Right.
And it has been a blast. And I was supposed to be on the road September and October and through most of November right now, doing a road trip. But
you got caught up in
I can't Well, during those 6 years, I've been able to film things that are really evil and things that are really good, and everything in between. And when you're out across the United States, you always have this mindset that, well, not that Lincoln is Mayberry, but
Right.
at least, common sense prevails, and, it can always go back.
It's the normal place and
Yes.
the lieu of all the crazy places.
Yes.
Yes.
And that was shattered
Right.
late January when I read those quotes in the Lincoln News from the town manager. So I can't in good conscience just go back to what I'm doing and say, okay, well, I did all I can.
Right.
I'm running for town council. We do have a little team of other like-minded candidates, and it's time. It's time. The leadership that we've had for the last 10 years in this town, they've had their time. They're way in over their head. They suck. It's time for new leadership. And I've been knocking on doors now for about 4 weeks. I have talked to right around 1,000 people, and let's just say I'm not in the minority.
Yeah.
So
when you get on the town councils, what are some of the ideas that you have, the plans that you have? What would you like to accomplish while you're here?
Well, one of the things, I'm running on 4 things. Put Lincoln taxpayers first. I witnessed it myself earlier this year when I went to address the town council. And it's like, okay, you've got your 3 minutes. Now you've said what you're gonna say. So just go sit in the corner and be quiet while the adults do, adult things. I didn't really appreciate that. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way. As I've campaigned these last 2 months, I'm finding out that that's not unusual.
Right.
There's a lot of Lincoln residents who've tried to get issues addressed with this town manager and with this town council, and they've just got blown off to the side. So that's my first thing. My first priority is Lincoln's next town councilor. Put Lincoln taxpayers first. Number 2, replace the town manager just as soon as possible. Now, I would like to see the town manager gone now. However, if it's gonna go ahead and cost us, we gotta finish paying his salary, okay, good. Let's put him to work for a change and do his job for a change. And let him serve out the rest of his contract and send him down the road when that's up. Number 3, and this is another issue. I did my campaign flyer that a lot of you have seen. I did it almost 5 weeks ago, but it's been fascinating to see how on target it was. My number 3 is to bring back transparency and accountability back to town government. And what do I mean by that? Every town employee, from the town manager to the person that's mowing the lawns at the cemetery, their name, their job title, their description, and their rate of pay needs to be listed on the town's website. So any person who wants to know, who or what is getting paid and whatnot, can just go to the website and look it up. Right now, you almost have to have a PhD and dig here, dig there, fill out a FOIA request, dig here, dig there. And even with the information, you still kind of have to put 2 and 2 together. So that's number 3. Number 4, just change the current culture on the town council. And I think that's why, the little team that we have kind of loosely put together, myself, Kathy Morrison, Eric Rojo, and Lee Rand, so that we can change what we call in the business world, the corporate culture.
Yeah.
Because the town council should set the standard for the town manager and right on down.
Yeah.
And we just don't seem to have had that for the last 10 years.
So what would you say you think that the current culture is very dismissive of people coming in, and you want to change that to where people come in and have concerns that you address them? Is that kind of where you want to go?
I think that's part of it. I think the culture is just, it's dysfunctional.
Mm-hmm.
It's dysfunctional. I've heard, members of the town council, well, it's not our fault. We're not getting the information from the town manager. The town manager, it's just a lot of finger pointing and excuses. And I think the majority of Lincoln residents agree that our town government is just not working. And it hasn't for the last probably 10 years.
Mm-hmm. And so, as far as the town of Lincoln, what do you think would be a positive aspect of you and your team being in the town council for the residents of Lincoln? What do you think is a positive outcome? What do you think would happen?
Well, I think the first positive is going to be that Lincoln residents are going to be listened to and be respected. I think that will be number one. Number two, we need to have an honest assessment of our current $11.4 million town budget. I cannot accept what the other candidates that are running are saying, that every penny of that $11.4 million is being spent just as efficient as it possibly can be. If that's the case, this will be the first time in human history that there's a budget out there that can't be cut without affecting essential services. So, I think another positive is I have put forth a program called Freedom to Stay. And Freedom to Stay would, if you're 65 years or older or a disabled veteran, you would stay, and if your annual income is $25,000 or less, you would pay no property tax. If your annual income is between $25,000 and $40,000, you get a 50% cut. Now, if every eligible Lincoln resident, and this can only apply to your primary residence, if every eligible Lincoln resident took advantage of that program, and I hate to say it this way, but because it's not really, it is lost income, but it's taxes, from that people have paid, from particularly our seniors who've been paying taxes all their life already. But if every eligible Lincoln resident were to take advantage of that program, Lincoln would lose $1.14 million. To make up that with our current budget, that would require 11% in cuts. I don't think that's all that difficult to cut 11% and not affect essential services. Some of my opponents out there keep saying Dave wants to do away with the police department, Dave wants to do away with the fire station. That's ridiculous. We want the best employees working for our town. We want the best fire department. We want the best police department. And I find it hard to believe that it's going to take an $11.4 million budget to do that. So, and I was encouraged for a few weeks with our current town chair. When it came out in the Lincoln News, our candidate profile, he said, assuming that he gets reelected, which I don't think he's going to, he was going to task the new town council to cut 15% out of the budget. So he's saying 15%, I'm saying 11. Just to get the tax relief to our most vulnerable older citizens. And then we can work on if we can cut taxes and how we can make things more efficient to bring those taxes down. Because you got to remember, we're getting ready to do another complete evaluation, mandatory by the state. And the state of Maine was up here. We had a special town council meeting in February when he said he wants to see Lincoln's evaluation increased by 30 to 38%. So if you think your taxes are high now,
Right. So one of the ways to increase the tax base would be to get new businesses here in Lincoln to kind of spread that out so that citizens aren't paying for it, but that the big businesses are. However, what would be your ideas to attract businesses up to Lincoln versus somewhere else?
well, we really need to, I think it all comes back to the budget again. Initially, because one of the factors that businesses look at when they're looking at relocating is what their tax burden's going to be.
Yeah, I know Florida actually has like decreased their taxes on businesses, and they're trying to get rid of like taxes on home ownership. So I mean, Florida is, I'm just gonna say, Florida is booming right now with like billions of dollars going into Florida because their taxes are so low. It's business friendly.
That's right.
And therefore, they are having a boom like nobody's business.
It's crazy. I have traveled in Florida quite a bit these last 6 years, and it's you're there's highways being built, and there's houses being built, and apartment buildings being built.
Yeah, and so how would you think that Lincoln could capitalize on those ideas here in Maine?
Yeah. Well, I think we've got to get our town budget under control. One of the things that I do have heard often out doing door to doors is, and some people will say, yeah, and it's bad everywhere. Well, yes, it is. We just gotta get more efficient, and I'm not convinced that we are as efficient as we can. So with that said, really, as far as government, that is really the big motivation for businesses to come to town. I mean, obviously, we're not we don't have a big checkbook that we can write our own grants to attract businesses here.
Definitely.
But the one thing that the town council can control and affect is, the tax situation.
All right. So is there any other last thing that you would like to say? Why should someone vote for you?
Someone should vote for me because I am going to be probably the loudest voice on the town council for Lincoln taxpayers and homeowners. Far too long, we've been ignored, and and things just aren't changing. So I'm not interested in running for town council or getting elected to join the old boys network.
Right.
I'm just not. I want to somehow contribute and be a driving force to get Lincoln back to where it should be. And once that's done, I want to be back on the road, traveling, interviewing people.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you so much for listening to All About Lincoln.
Thanks for
Go ahead.
Thanks for inviting me here today, and don't forget to get out and vote on Tuesday, November 4th.
Definitely vote on Tuesday.